Hey, hello, wrestling fans, and welcome to Wrestle-Rama. We're going to be taking a look through this program. I'm actually a day late. I do apologize. I was supposed to get on yesterday to show the program, talk about the program, but the day just got super busy. So I'm here today, day late, and we're going to talk about the WWF when they came to Baltimore, March 19th, 1973. So that was 52 years ago. Give us a like. Give the video a like wherever you're watching. We're streaming this on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. So wherever you're watching this, like the video or leave us a comment. If you were alive 52 years ago when this event took place, like I said, I was supposed to jump on yesterday. Day got busy, so we're on today. We're a day late. But yeah, we're going to talk about the March 19th, 1973 WWF at the Baltimore Civic Center. We've got the program. We're going to look through it. We've got the match results. Before we do go over everything, I do want to urge everybody, if you can see at the bottom of our screen, there's our website, Wrestle-Rama.com, and there is all of our social medias, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram. Everything is at Wrestle-Rama, so that is easy enough to remember. So let's hop in the time machine. Go back 52 years ago last night, March 19, 1973, WWF was at the Baltimore Civic Center, which later became the Baltimore Arena, which then became the, what was it, the First Mariner Bank or First Mariner Arena, the Royal Farm Arena. Now it's the CFG Arena, a much fancier joint than the old Civic Center used to be. But yeah, as you see there on the front, that night, March 19, 1973, Pedro Morales was going to answer the challenge of Texan Moondog Mame, that should be Moondog Maine, for the WWF title belt. So at this time, Pedro was the heavyweight champion. And down at the bottom there, they remind you, we didn't need a reminder. Watch wrestling each Saturday afternoon from 4 to 5 on channel 45. This was way before it was a Fox affiliate, before it was Fox 45. And back then, we didn't need a reminder. We only got 1 hour of wrestling a week. And if we missed it Saturday at 4 o'clock, you were screwed. You got to think, this was before cable, before VCRs. So if you missed your hour of wrestling, you were screwed. Now we have hours of wrestling on TV every night. What is it? Monday Raw, Tuesday NXT, Wednesday AEW, and what is it? Evolve. Thursday night, you can watch TNA or Ring of Honor if you subscribe to their channel. Friday night, of course, is SmackDown. Saturday is Collision. Sunday, sometimes a pay-per-view. Sometimes you get like those A&E documentaries on wrestling. And starting, what is it, next week, next Tuesday, Vice will be bringing back the Dark Side of the Ring. So we get hours of wrestling each night. Back then, we got 1 hour a week. Consider yourself lucky if you're a wrestling fan. So let's look at the program. I'm not going to read it word for word. I'll let you kind of look it over. But I got to tell you, for this program being 52 years old, it's in great shape. Look at it. No folds, no tears. And to be honest, I do keep these in frames, so that may help keeping it in good shape. But as you see there, Pedro set to face Moondog Maine for the title. The event caps a super strong 8-match card featuring 18 mat greats from around the world. Top names and top grapplers should draw a top crowd of mat fans from far and near. The box office at the Civic Center is open daily from 10 to 6. So this was way before you could call and charge your tickets over the phone with a credit card, and even way before you could order your tickets online. You would have to go to the box office downtown. And I remember as a kid, you could go to like Heck Company, I believe J.C. Penney, and there were a few other outlets throughout the area. I remember there was like a record and tape traders, maybe a mattress discounters in Glen Burnie, I think was a ticket outlet, I think in the 80s. So let's open up there. Toru Tanaka tackles Bobo Brazil. U.S. heavy title up for grabs. And look, I haven't looked at this program in a while. So as we're looking through, some language may be offensive if we're looking at it in 2025 eyes, but 1973 eyes, it's just the way they talked. Now, I'm not saying anything super offensive, but you know, if they use a term that's maybe not accepted nowadays, you have to forgive the folks back in 73. They didn't know how we would be 52 years down the line. So Big Bobo Brazil, a strong fan favorite in these parts, will have to put his U.S. title to a big test when he clashes with Japan's Toru Tanaka here a couple Mondays from now. As a co-feature on a great card, this event should prove as powerful as any single match card presented here, as colorful promoter Phil Zacco pulls out all the stops to open the spring season with a top winner. Be there! My best Freddie Miller impression. Indian Strongbow to face Japan's Mr. Fuji. That is not Mr. Fuji, that is Sonny King. But old favorites and new faces is the theme in Phil Zacco's big spring opening Civic Center wrestling card, bringing back Chief Jay Strongbow. The proud Oklahoma Indian bears it out. The Chief faces Mr. Fuji from Japan in a special event. And just think, what, 9 years later? Yeah, so this was 73 and 82. Fuji and Strongbow would be battling for the tag team titles. And I think it was yesterday, March, or maybe today, it's on our Facebook page, March 19 or 20 of 83, the Strongbows lost the WWF tag team titles to the Samoans. We got a clip of it on our Facebook page, facebook.com/WrestleRama. And again, I can't remember if it was yesterday or today, but I remember seeing the clip on the page. So here's the Baltimore Civic Center program for a Monday night, March 19th. Now, you got to remember, this was before Monday Night Raw. This was before primetime wrestling on USA. This is when house shows were still the thing. So, yes, they just ran a regular show on a Monday night with the first match starting at 8:30 p.m. So let's start from the bottom here with the opening matches. Joe Turco versus Tony, I guess that's supposed to be Gurria. Rip McCord versus El Olympico. Buddy Wolf versus Gorilla Monsoon. And look, action galore. Freddie Blassie versus Sonny King. And this was a special attraction. One fall with a 20-minute time limit. Mr. Fuji versus Chief Jay Strongbow. 4-girl tag team match. 2 out of 3 falls, 1 hour. And trust me. And look, we're going to go over the results at the end, but I guarantee the girls didn't go an hour. Dottie Downs and Paula Kay from Waco, Texas, versus Debbie Johnson and Peggy Patterson. For the U.S. Championship, one fall, 30 minutes. So they gave the ladies more time than the men for the U.S. title. What? Toru Tanaka was the challenger, and he would face Bobo Brazil. And in the main event, one fall to a finish, Moondog Mayne would challenge heavyweight champion Pedro Morales. I can still hear Joe McHugh say Pedro Morales' name on TV. So this wrestling program presented by Capital Wrestling Corp. And Phil Zacco, authorized by the Worldwide Wrestling Federation, sanctioned and supervised by the Maryland State Athletic Commission. D. Chester O'Sullivan is your chairman. And I can still remember that name being announced before every house show that we went to back in the day. D. Chester O'Sullivan. So here's the, we'll look at the sidebar now over here. Fred Blassie to meet King. Try to get that in focus for you guys. Handsome blonde. I was about to say Freddie Blassie was not bland. Handsome blonde Freddie Blassie has come east again. The cocky but skillful West Coast ace returns about once a year for a couple of months of testing Eastern opponents. And there is Freddie Blassie, who, I mean, really looking at the picture. Oh, yeah, Chuck, Freddie Blassie was a great, I'm just looking at some comments over here. Freddie Blassie was a legendary wrestler on the West Coast and in Japan. You should really YouTube some of his stuff from California and Japan. Legendary wrestler. And look, check this out, guys. Look at the parking special. Now, you got to remember, this is from March 19th, 1973. And if you've ever been to the Civic Center or the CFG Arena, as it's known now, this map here might kind of look familiar. So this was right on, the entrance was right on Fayette between Charles and Liberty. So it was on the north side of the Civic Center. If you're going away from the Inner Harbor, for example, if you're walking north from the harbor, walk north of the Civic Center, and it would be there between Charles and Liberty. So Liberty, Lexington and Liberty, I'm just trying to remember back in the day. And, you know, going down that way, Pollock Johnny's and Crazy John's. Any old Civic Center fans remember Crazy John's down on the block. But let's get back to the parking special. With this ad, 5 p.m. to 7 a.m., or all day Saturday, or all day Sunday for 75 cents. You could park all day on the weekend for 75 cents. Now, I want to show you. So here is the Civic Center. There is a parking garage attached to the Civic Center. Oriole Park is maybe a 10-minute walk away from the Civic Center, and that's where my son and I park. We park at the Civic Center when we go to Oriole games. So this 75-cent parking special around this area now for the Oriole games, it's $50 to park. Unbelievable. So yeah, favorite park under, 1 block to the Civic Center, overhead walkway to Mechanic Theater, entrance on Fayette Street between Charles and Liberty. Now we'll check out the back. And again, if you're watching on, we're streaming this live on Facebook, YouTube, and on our Twitch. So wherever you're watching it, do us a favor, like the video, leave a comment, subscribe to the whatever channel it is you're watching. If you're watching Facebook, be sure to follow us on Facebook. Follow us on YouTube, Twitch, whatever the case may be. We do appreciate it. We hope to do more of these in the near future, maybe once a month. I've actually got, I'm thinking about next month in April. We've got the magazine from the April of '84 Georgia, when Georgia came to the Civic Center, Ron Garvin and Jake Roberts, and I believe that's when Flair fought Briscoe. But my plan is for April to go through that magazine and that was April of '84. And then I've got another old program like this from May of maybe 75, mid to late 70s. I can't remember. So we're going to do maybe one of these a month, looking at these old programs and magazines. But let's get back to this one. Added attraction to 8-bout card, a stirring ladies tag team tussle. Is that Timeless Tony Storm? No. So there's the write-up. Let me try to get it in focus for you guys. It doesn't want to focus. But there it is, coming at Civic Center, 4 big mat Saturdays. Promoter Phil Zacco has arranged for spring '73, right into summer, at least 4 Saturday nights of top headline wrestling. Watch for dates and the biggest stars of the mat. And look, we talked about getting your tickets at the box office earlier. Here, tougher in real life, Stan Hansen or Haku. Man, I don't know, but I would pay money to see it. I'm a huge fan of Stan Hansen. But just hearing the stories about Haku, I might have to go with Haku. But I am a huge fan of Stan Hansen. So here's how you can get your tickets by mail. You can get like a season ticket type deal. Enjoy the same seats for every wrestling show. Simply write wrestling, care of Germac Ticket Agency, West Baltimore Street. Request your favorite location and send check with stamped self-addressed return envelope. And check out the ticket prices, guys. $250, $350, and $450. So ringside, $4.50. I like sitting. We did sit ringside a lot, more so for Crockett when Crockett came to town. We sat ringside for a few Hogan shows, but for some reason as a kid, I just like sitting ringside for Crockett better, or NWA shows. But as I got older, I'd like sitting in section 110, which was just off the floor, right in the middle. Perfect view of everything. But yeah, there's the ticket prices. There are the ladies that would be competing that night. And look, this is something I wanted to show you that was cool. So back then, you could subscribe to these programs. I have a lot of programs like this, but then at the arena show itself, they would sell a different program. So you could subscribe and get these sent to your address, and this is how it would come. See, bulk mail paid, value time material. There is the, trying to get that in focus for you. There's the return address for Capital Wrestling Corp. P.O. Box right there in Baltimore. And they ask if there's any address correction, please send it. And here is still the original mailing label. So this person here, and please don't, I doubt very highly this person still lives at this address, but this is how it would come to you in the mail. They would slap your address label right there, and it would come to you in the mail, and you would get it maybe a week or two before, and it would kind of, it would be like an email blast or like a Facebook post nowadays where promotions put stuff on Facebook or Twitter to kind of remind you to come to the show. You could subscribe and get these sent to you at your home address. And then when you go to the arena for the live show, they would sell a different program with a pull-out lineup. And speaking of lineup, I do want to go through the results of this night. I do have the results here. And again, wherever you're watching, we're streaming live now on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Do us a favor, give us a follow, like the video, leave some comments, I remember when they would advertise Yeah. Actually, we post a lot of newspaper ads on our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. So our social media is down there at the bottom: Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. Everything is at Wrestle-Rama. Very, very easy. And we do post a lot of old newspaper ads, a lot of old lineups on our social media. So be sure to check it out. But right now, we want to go over the results of this night. So Baltimore, Maryland, March 19, 1973. I don't have a result for Olympico and Rip McCord, but we do have Tony Gurria defeated Joe Turco at 15 minutes and 20 seconds. 15-minute match. Gorilla Monsoon, where's he at? Where's Big Gino? Gorilla Monsoon defeated Buddy Wolf via submission at 12 minutes and 20 seconds with a Boston Crab. Imagine Gorilla Monsoon having you in a Boston Crab. We then saw WWF Tag Team Champion Mr. Fuji defeat Arnold Skolin. So Chief J was a no-show that night. This special attraction of Mr. Fuji and Chief J Strombo was a no-show. Mr. Fuji, in fact, defeated Arnold Skolin at 13 minutes. Imagine watching Fuji and Arnold Skolin for 13 minutes. A lot of rest holds. Freddie Blassie pinned Sonny King. Freddie Blassie and Sonny King at 10 minutes. Donna Cristianello and Tony Rose defeated Jan Sheridan and Joyce Grable in a best 2 out of 3 falls match. So the results show Donna Cristianello and Tony Rose defeat Jan Sheridan and Joyce Grable. So none of these ladies were there that night. The advertised ladies were not there. WWF Tag Team Champion Professor Toru Tanaka defeated U.S. Champion Bobo Brazil by disqualification at 12 minutes when Sonny King interfered. So at this point, just by reading the results, we know Mr. Fuji and Toru Tanaka were the tag team champions. And Toru Tanaka defeated Bobo Brazil by DQ when Sonny King, so Sonny King, who fought Freddie Blassie, he interfered in this match. And in the main event, the WWF World Champion, Pedro Morales, did in fact defeat Moondog Mayne at 8 minutes and 20 seconds. So overall, for back in the day, looks like a very good show. You had a few no-shows. Chief J Strombo no-showed. The entire women's tag match wasn't there. They had different women. But still, for back in the day, and look, for $4.50 for a ringside seat, I wouldn't complain. So that's it, guys. I do hope that you enjoyed this trip back in time. Were you watching wrestling back when this took place, March 19th, 1973? Were you watching wrestling when this was the WWF logo? Or were you watching when this was the logo? But yeah, we're going to do another one in April. We have one planned for May. So whatever outlet you're watching us on, be sure to subscribe and follow that page so you're updated on when the next one is. Leave us a comment, and wherever you're watching, you can send us a message. We'd love to chat old school wrestling. And we post about it every day on our social media, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. You can find us at Wrestle-Rama. And that's going to do it for now, guys. I really do hope that you enjoyed this. And until next time, take care and see ya.